Today I really wanted to just make a video on the things that I would tell my teenage self because, oh, there are many things I want to tell my teenage self. Um, it's weird when you think about the person you used to be and the person you are now, and I look back and I think, like, when I think of who I used to be, especially back in high school, I'm just like, oh my gosh, what were you thinking? But I really think, it's a fact that teenage minds aren't fully developed, their brains aren't fully developed to think long term and think of consequences and stuff like that. So, you make mistakes when you're young and you make mistakes throughout your whole life. But I think, especially when you're young, you just don't, you really think in the moment. And when things seem to just be going in a not great way, you really do think it's the end of the world. When you're 16, 17, even 18, you don't think past the moment, I find. So the things that I would really tell my 16-year-old self would be, obviously, number one, don't care what other people think, because I spent so much wasted time just caring so much about what people would think of me, and I was very quiet and very shy and not myself at all. And now, now that I'm older, I feel I'm still learning and I'm still on a process, but I'm much more myself than I was, and I care way less of what people think than I used to. And I think that I would definitely tell myself to care less about what other people think. And secondly, I would probably tell my 16-year-old self, listen to your parents. That is so something a teenager does not want to hear at all. But if I really could tell my past self what to do, it would be that, because now I see exactly how right they were. Like, the advice my mom used to give me, I'd be like, oh, whatever, mom, I don't care, and have all this teenage sass. But now I'm like, she had some good advice, some solid advice that I probably should have listened to, but completely ignored. Now, every time she gives me advice, I'm like, I'm listening to this. Always right. So listen to your parents, teenagers. And thirdly, the third thing I would tell myself would be, you are amazing. I would tell myself to love myself more, and to look at myself and tell that 16-year-old self. I'm saying self a whole lot of times. I apologize for that. I would tell me, replacing the word, you're amazing, and you need to stop being so hard on yourself and stop hating on yourself, because I think there's so much pressure in the teen years to act a certain way and be a certain way, and you put so much on your shoulders that it weighs you down, and you don't need to take that load. And I would just want any teenager to have that load off their shoulders. So I would just say, you are stronger than you think you are, and smarter than you think you are, and just tell the things that I used to just not think great of myself. And I think a lot of people in high school really just the thoughts that teenagers think aren't usually the greatest towards themselves, and I think the biggest thing they're thinking is if the cute guy likes them, or if when's the next party, or stressing over grades, those kind of things. But all those worries and all those troubles, really, you look back and it was wasted time. But you don't see it in the moment, and you don't see it when you're 16, 17 years old. And I'm 22 and I still worry about things. I still have to fight for, I have to tell myself good thoughts about myself, but I am so much different than I used to be, and I think it is really important to love yourself and accept yourself and really just be exactly who you are. Like, it's a cliche saying, but it really is true that, like, nobody is like you. Nobody is you. So enjoy the person you are and accept who you are. And if it's strange, if it's wacky, then be strange and wacky. Be who you are. And yeah, so that's the things that I would tell my teenage self. I hope you enjoyed the video and have an amazing day. Subscribe and like, much appreciated, and much love to you all.